from My Scrappy Life, and welcome back to my channel. Now, I wanted to come on here a little bit because I got a couple of questions regarding why I do Traveler's Notebook or why people do not do Traveler's Notebooks. And I wanted to come on here and I wanted to explain because the next, this layout here is going to be a Traveler's Notebook layout. And this is the photo that I'm going to use. It's one of my filter photos, and this is my selfie Traveler's Notebook. And I don't always want to place these types of photos that I take as a 12 by 12. Now, I have done sketches where I've gotten the 12 by 12 sketches and brought it down into this. And then I've also taken some of my inspirations that I've made and then turned it into a 12 by 12. This is just a size. This is not a Traveler's Notebook that you have to do. You can still get inspiration from a Traveler's Notebook and still put it into your 12 by 12. You can watch somebody that does a project life. They do their everyday, their that style, and turn those inspirations into a 12 by 12 or an 8.5 by 11 or a 6 by 6 mini album. You can turn those into certain things. You could turn a mini album into a card. It's inspiration for you to use in what you do at home for your scrapbooking needs and wants. I do Traveler's Notebooks when I got into them a year and a half ago, because it was about a year. Yeah, because I'm going 2 years. I'm almost 2 years in. So yeah, about a year and a half ago, I got into Traveler's Notebooks because I didn't know what to do with selfies. I did not know what to do with all of these, but I wanted to capture them some way, shape, and form. And when I got introduced to a Traveler's Notebook, it did, for me, go down that rabbit hole, and I've got tons of Traveler's Notebooks. I've got them for my daughter. I got them for me. I've got them for, you know, different little things. I've done mini albums. I'm not really into mini albums, but I do like doing them for certain things. So I just wanted to kind of go on here. I guess if you want to call it, it's my soapbox, my preaching, my whatever. But this is what I've done. Now you can turn this into a 12 by 12 layout. You could do the two-toned pages that I'm doing. I'm doing another two-toned. I'm using the July kit for the hip kit for this one and turning it into a two-tone. I'm trying to use it up. And I'm doing it this way. I'm going to put my pages together like so. And then I'm going to have my photo on this and do something with it. I use my books. I take a lot of photos of my books and I put them onto books, book Instagram and that kind of stuff. I do books like that. I have a Traveler's Notebook. It just sits in there. I do put a pen, but I don't really do anything. If I know that I want to do something with the pictures, but they're not a 12 by 12, what I call worthy, I put them in here and then use them. Like this here one is my workout one that I have done one in, but I have them. I just haven't really did come into it. And then I have a Traveler's Notebook that I do a lot of writing in there, and I do a lot of social media based training and notating what I have done and just little things like that. I journal. I do my Brave stuff. It's just things like that that I enjoy doing. I enjoy getting them. I do look at them. It's something that my daughter looks at her books as well. It is just fun for me. Now take the inspiration and use it as a 12 by 12. So now that I have talked a little bit more of why I do 12 by 12s and why I do Traveler Notebooks and why I take inspiration from other projects and turn them into what I want them to use, whether it's a 12 by 12 or whatever, let's get started on my process. So here we go. Okay, so now here I go. I'm going to start it. As I said in my little real-time video, I am already cut up the two-toned papers that I'm going to use, or more like, if you want to really say, the two pattern papers I'm going to use. I am desperately going to use up this kit. I'm almost there. It's so close. I'm just wanting to finish it up and get it ready to go and call, kind of like call it a day and be able to hopefully not put too much in my stash. This is more of a brighter one for me for a layout, but I absolutely love how this turned out. I think that it was wonderful. This was the night before I started teaching full time. So this is the night before I started. So this just would have probably been the 30th. Yeah, probably the 30th of July. And I took this photo and I said something on Instagram or whatever with it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to scrap this because this is going in my selfie notebook. And I did leave a couple of spaces because there is a couple other selfies I want to put in between this. But I just wanted to put down words of wisdom, better of lack of terms, on my little paper that you see there. So all those little dots that you see there, I am putting quotes down that I found on Goodreads for me to know that what I am doing and going into teaching is going to be long, it's going to be hard, it's going to be fun, it's going to be rewarding, it's going to be frustrating. And I just want to be able to, if I do ever need that moment of truth for me, which is for me is to go and look at quotes and stuff. That's kind of like my meditation of getting my headspace back, that I can go to this selfie and pull this out. There's tons of different ones that I pulled on there. I do have a couple of still shots that if you slow it up, you'll see what I wrote, because I did allow it to be seen, but I did all the writing off camera for that. And this is, I decided to take this little Project Life card that says, you are the best friend. And I am the best friend. I am the best friend to myself. And I need to remember that I need to take care of myself first, even though that my family, my kids, my life, my whatever needs me as well. But I have to remember that I need it for me first, and that I am my best friend. I'm my own person. I'm my own personality. I am my best friend. And the only way you can be a best friend back is to be a friend to yourself first. Because if you're not a friend to yourself first, then that positive vibe just won't fly off. And I got told over the weekend, I do have another job. I still am into retail just a little bit. I only go in on a Saturday. And I got told at the other job, one of the other managers is moving. We call it PCSing in German or in military based, but is moving to another installation. And it happened to be her last day, and we were talking, and I got to know the new person that was replacing her. And they were sad to see me go from being there full time because I have such a positive vibe. And it was so fortunate for me and so warm hearting that they noticed that even though I may be stressed, or that I may be frustrated because the kids aren't acting straight, or something frustrates me because they, at my other job as retail, that they did something I know that they shouldn't have done, but I got to work with it. Even though that we have all those frustrations, and sometimes we do get the best of each other, or sometimes things are said that shouldn't have been said, or her and I have had words too, because we both have been in retail for a long time. So we know our boundaries. We know what needs to be done. And to hear that come out of her mouth, that no matter what, no matter how frustrated we could be with each other, we still can feel the positive vibes, knowing that we are doing our jobs correctly and that we are doing our best to the best of our abilities. And that made it so humble to me, knowing that no matter what, we could argue, we could be frustrated at each other, we could go a couple days without talking because we have just made us that mad. But at the end of the day, we still can come together knowing that we're here for a common goal and we do it. And that's what I have to remember in teaching as well. I have an amazing team. And by all honest, I have a good set of kids too. But they're going to try us just like our own kids do. They're going to try us just like our life does. And, you know, this is our life, and document it. I don't care if it's a funky selfie. I don't care if it's something funky or whatever the case may be. Document it, because that is why we do what we do. That is why we do these things. It's to document the good things, the bad things, the ugly, the amazing stuff. It doesn't matter. Document it. It's fine. And I put down, kind of get back to a little bit, I put down, Dear Saturday, I love you. That's a rub-on that I put on. I put on a camera rub-on, this yellow little paper that came from One Canoe 2. It states, it's a beautiful day. Make sure that you go check out all of the ladies that are up today. We do have, obviously, Natalie and Laura. And we are on the, let me see what day we're on, because I'm voiceovering. So sometimes I voice over these quite a bit early and whatnot. But go make sure you check everybody out. I am at the point of splatter, so I know that I am done. Everybody will be linked down below. I promise you, everybody will be linked down below. Make sure you go check it out. I do these voiceovers a lot sooner, so just double check. I'm actually showing you how I'm going to place this in my traveler's notebook. So let me look up the day that we are on, and I will get you the person. We're actually on the 10th of September, and that person for Scraptember is, make sure we go check out Shannon Allure, and her link and process video, lordy, her channel will be linked down below along with everybody else. And this is how I wanted to show you on how I add everybody in there. You'll see me work with this just a little bit, but this is how I add it all in there. And the still shots are coming up, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.